Hey YouTube, it's Team Rocket, back from the 100th YCS, the largest trading card tournament in world history. There was 4,300 and some odd people there, and that's just the tournament. They had to turn people away because the room could only hold 4,200 people, and it was the biggest room I've ever been in my life. It was unbelievable how many people were there. For those of you who were there, you understand. Those of you who don't, you will have no idea. I mean, the biggest YCS ever before this was half the size, and that tells you something right there. We're supposed to play 9 rounds. Day 1, we only got through 6, and or 7. I guess there were 7, and it took longer than 10-round regionals I've been in before. Just unbelievable. Some people played weird stuff. It was kind of frustrating. You hardly saw any meta decks. So many people were running around with stuff like Dark World. And I know on Dark World, congratulations to the guy who won, but I think that I'm sure he's obviously a skilled player because he won a YCS. It's not easy to do. But I think that Dark World's topped more on an odds thing. I mean, there were so many of them there. But that aside, I did okay with this deck. I went X3. I played through 6 rounds. I got looped by windups. That was just a loss. I got looped twice. And then playing against like stupid decks, like I beat TGs, I beat Dark World, but then like I walked away from one of my matchups. This guy was playing just stall and stall and stall, and he wasn't really doing any burn damage to me, and he was just stalling. That was dumb. And then the guy, he didn't know how to play either. He got a game loss against me because he was stupid. Anyway, I played this guy for over an hour, past time, through our time extension. We only got 2 games in. I just left. I didn't want to play him anymore. It was ridiculous. Anyway, so enough of my frustration. Here's the deck. I played Bubbleman Turbo. I didn't play any skill drains. I know the skill drain heroes did really well, but I just went with the straight Bubbleman Turbo. So you have the Stratos, 3 Alias. I think Alias is the best card in the deck, and I'll show you later why and some of the reasons that worked out really well for me. Then the 3 Bubbleman. And a lot of decks stopped there, but I was starting to expect a mirror match. This deck was gaining a lot of momentum on the online forums and stuff, so I went with the 2 Thrasher. This actually did some serious work, especially against like the TG matchup. They just don't have anything this big, and you just do work that way. And against a mirror match, you can just throw down bigger beats on the field, get to your exceeds faster, and there's nothing worse than just not drawing monsters, which still happened a couple times even though I was playing the 2 Thrasher. And then you have 4 more monsters with these. Most of the time, with my first one, I searched for an Alias. I mean, you'd see the other one pretty soon after, and you get the Stratos later. But there's nothing worse than like summoning Stratos, getting Veilered, and then having dead Sparks and Hero Blast in your hand. So I went with Alias for the first one almost every time, unless it was like game 2 or 3 and I knew they weren't playing Veiler. Because a lot of people would side that out, because Stratos is the only thing they're going to hit. But you don't want your Stratos to get Veiler. That sucks. And then for consistency, the 3 Duality. You special summon a lot, but it never really slowed me down. Just got me to Sparks and other things I needed. MSTs, I've never said no to an MST off of a Duality. That's just awesome. More about the MSTs later too. 3 Miracle Fusion. This card's ridiculous. You win when you draw it. I had a absolute zero on the field, and this guy had 2 Reapers. Like, he had a Reaper on the field, and then he summoned another one for some reason. Just bad players. So I just Miracle Fused my 0 and Element 0 from the graveyard, made another one, blew his shit up. Yeah, he about rage quit from that. 3 Sparks. I had Alias get bottomless at least 3 times, and that is funny. Yeah, don't bottomless an Alias. I've told you guys that before. It's so funny when people do it. They like instantly regret it. I didn't even activate the Spark, and he's like, oh, damn. Yeah, that's not good. Then 3 MST and the Heavy Storm. Like I said before, I hate the Heavy Storm, but I drew it this time, and it worked out pretty well. Didn't run into a Starlight Road. More often than not, I found this is actually like a burn for 4,000 card, because people just have to warning it because they don't like losing the Heavy Storm. I'm kind of on the Heavy Storm bandwagon again, and this is the reason why. When they have a set card, you don't want to waste the MST on it. I feel like I'm wasting the MSTs because I want to save these for Fiendish Chains or, people were citing Gozen match against me. You know, you want to save these for things like that. Gates of Dark World. But, you know, the Heavy Storm lets you get rid of back rows and still be able to hold on to your chainable MSTs. So that's why I played Heavy Storm. Then there's some more one-ofs, Super Poly, Future Fusion. A lot of people weren't playing the Future Fusion in these hero decks. I never ran into a mirror match, but I think that this would have helped a lot. Just speed up the deck, dump stuff in the graveyard. You don't really want to be drawing that third Bubbleman. The only reason the third Bubbleman's in there is just in case you do draw a Bubbleman in your opening hand, you still have an OTK ability. But I like dropping the other Bubbleman and setting up the Hero Blast plays with an Alias. Also sets up the Miracle Fusions. Then you have Reborn. This is the OTK enabler. This is the most explosive card in the deck. Alias is, I think, the most versatile card, but Monster Reborn makes, you know, bad things happen to good people. And then Dark Hole, obvious. Then I played 3 Hero Blasts. I played 3 Hero Blasts because I knew that Reapers were going to be a big deal. Also Thunder Kings, and these solve those problems. A couple times, you know, you summon the Alias, then you can Spark, destroy a back row, then activate Hero Blast and destroy the Reaper. So that's a good combo. Also, this got MST'd a couple times, and when they MST this, they don't even have to have a monster on the field. You chain this, add the Alias to your hand, and you just plussed, and they wasted their MST. So that was really cool. Then they have the 2 Torrential staple. A lot of decks are like swarming and stuff. You gotta stop that from happening. 2 Bottomless. Played this over the D Prisons because D Prison is like worthless against Inzectors. Bottomless isn't much better, but at least, you know, you can get Centipedes with it. A ton of people were playing Hoppers too, so I guess you can get those. Then you have 2 Warnings, obvious, and then a Judgment staple cards. Those are good. On to the side deck, I guess. There's the 3 Thunder Kings. I basically sided into Stun. I took out the Bubbleman and just played a Stun deck. I actually did better with the Stun deck. I never won a game 1. Against some matchups, I left the Bubbleman in, but I went into the Stun a lot. So the 3 Thunder Kings, 2 Snowmen. I found out right before the event that Snowman's effect is continuous. I did not know that, but I guess that's how they ruled it at Atlanta. So I sided these, or I wanted to side these in against the Rabbit matchup. Never played the Rabbits, like I said, which is unfortunate. But the Dolka can't, or Loggia can't negate flip summons, and Dolka can't negate continuous effects. So it's really good against Rabbit. 2 Cyber Dragons. Didn't really need these. The wind-up player just looped me, but whatever. One of the times I got looped by the wind-up player actually was game 1. And I managed to get out of it with a Super Poly because he left like 2 cards in my hand. So anyway, I didn't really use the Cyber Dragons. Gores, this wins games. Won me my Dragon matchup and Dark World matchup. So Gores is awesome because he gains the 300 from their Gates of the Dark World. 2 D Prisons. If I was going second, I sided these in over the Bottomless because nothing sucks more than your opponent setting up their field and you drawing into a bunch of like anti-summons cards like Bottomless, Torrential, Solemn, Warning. You know, you want to be able to stop the monsters that are already on the field instead of, you know, preventing them because they've already set up by the time you get to go. So if you go second, play these over Bottomless. Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors won me those Dark World matchups. Those are great. Obviously against Inzectors, but I never saw the Inzectors. Transmigration Prophecy. This is the most disappointing card in the side deck. I've had tournaments I've gone to before where I just never used cards in the side deck. I actually did use all of these, but this just didn't do as much as I hoped it would. I actually put 2 Grappas back in the Dark World player's deck, but he had 1 more. You know, it's just I don't know, it wasn't enough. I maybe would have rather played Crow because it's, you know, you can play it, I don't know, I guess more aggressively and would have helped like against more matchups than just Transmigration. Sided the second Super Polymerization. I wanted to main 2, but there's so many dark decks running around, so I sided the other one. And then the 15th card was Rocket Warrior for Team Rocket. You know, this is our mascot, so I had to get him in there. It's totally stupid. I never used it. It was just kind of a filler card. I was kind of thinking about it, though. If you summon a Thrasher, special summon Thrasher, and normal summon this, you could run this into the Xian or Stardust or whatever they had. It was, you know, Loggia or whatever, or I mean Dolka, and then attack over it with the Thrasher, and Thrasher wins because Thrasher basically gains the 500 attack. So that's cool. But like I said, I never used it. It was just kind of fun to play. This one guy freaked out because after we played, I was siding back out and had my side deck face up, and he goes, "Oh my god, you play Jinzo?" I was like, "What? Jinzo? No." And he goes, "Let me see that card." And I showed it to him. He goes, "Oh my god, you play Rocket Warrior!" And that was a fun talk. The TG player was a cool guy. His name was Diego, playing TGs. I knocked him out of the tournament, unfortunately, right before I lost too, but he was pretty cool. The extra deck, Shining. Only played 2 because I ran out of space. 2 Absolute Zero. 2 Nova Master. Like I said, thought I was going to see Rabbit all day. I saw windups. I got one of these out against a windup player. He went, the Zen mains. So I summoned Alias and super polyed into this. So I had this on the field, and when this destroys a monster by battle, you get to draw a card, right? So I had 3 Zenmaidis on the field that I could just picked off and drawn cards, but he torrentialed. So he took a minus, but I was like, I thought I'd won that game, but that torrential saved him. I thought for sure that was going to be just awesome. I like Nova Master. Basically, that's why I played it, is because I needed to take fires from those decks, but didn't see enough of them. Great Tornado. Won me my games. I OTK'd. I had Stratos, Blade Armor Ninja, attack, and then it's still in the battle phase. Super Poly into this and attack the rest of it for game. That's how I beat the Dragon deck. Gaia made this once too. Basically everything in here got made. I took a Wind-Up Rabbit with this. That's a good play, guys. You can't get rid of that Wind-Up Rabbit any other way besides Gaia. Super Poly. 2 Blade Armor Ninja. Basically, he's the main reason to play the deck. Until we get some more Exceeds, he's the main focus. 2 Utopia. This helped in the Dragon matchup. He had some big monsters on the field, like dragons do. And I just summoned these and installed. So that's the 12-card extra deck. I say I played a 12-card extra deck because these are worthless. I didn't use any of these at all. It's just dumb. You never had less than 1,000 attack because people made such huge, big pushes that you never get yourself into that, red zone of 1,000 attacks. So you'd never use that. Nobody synchro summons ever, so that didn't do me any good. And like I said, never really saw the Cyber Dragons, so that didn't help either. Anyway, that's the deck I played. Like I said, I went 3-3, dropped after round 6. We'll show you guys our video compilation. Our videographer, Julio, puts together some videos, just showing you guys Team Rocket's day, actually weekend, starting on Friday and going through. Actually, it might be videos from Thursday, too. We went down Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So check those out. I'll put a link in this video to them so you can check out our day and follow Team Rocket. And actually, Team Matrix was there, too. Team Matrix Games from Reading. They were there, too, so we kind of follow their day a little bit in our videos. So I will see you guys later.